From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
It's a big evening of evenings, LA, with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021, with major breaking news as a new South African variant to COVID has been identified. And that now signals the urgency to get fourth stimulus done as quickly as possible, not only for health concerns, but also for financial concerns, as the United States immediately blocks travel from South Africa and now 7 other countries. Other countries across the globe tonight are blocking international travel as well from those countries, which was only 4 countries on noontime, then grew to almost 8 countries by this evening. And this is a fast-moving, breaking story tonight with the latest details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we turn back to that incredible recon that has lots of checks across the board, and those checks in that recon would pay you a lot of money. We're going to go over all those checks in this recon. The House has passed it. It's now in the Senate. And the senators vowed to add lots more checks in that recon. How many checks will there be? Well, so far, we're looking at potentially maybe $40,000 to $50,000, $60,000 of checks on the House side. It's no longer $15,000. It grew quickly. I'll show you why. Then, third stimulus still paying out the board. I'll have the latest details on how to get that money from third stimulus as I join you direct from Santa Monica, California, as we're monitoring these world events right now. Then we'll be turning to the exciting details of student loan debt forgiveness, the latest of that, and then fifth stimulus. Those details and more, plus the latest breaking news. It's been a fast-changing news day cycle across the board, and it's still changing tonight. I have the latest breaking details about why they need to get this recon done right away. The president and the White House and the senators saying get that recon done right away. It's breaking. It's tonight. It's right here. It's evenings, LA. I'm excited you're here. I have all the breaking details that you need to know, and it's happening tonight, direct from Santa Monica. Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day and hope the weather is good where you are. There is a lot going on tonight, and certainly the excitement and the confusion stems from a recon that has lots of checks in there, but now there's a sense of urgency to get that recon done faster and sooner than initially thought. And that is because of the breaking news out of South Africa. I'll be turning to that breaking news out of South Africa in the second half of this video. What it means for you to start out the door is that they need to get this recon done sooner rather than later because of the new concerns of what's happening in world health right this moment. But tonight, we'll be looking at this incredible recon that pays you a lot of checks. How many? I'll be looking at the latest details of these incredible checks in this incredible recon that pays you about $15,000 out the door. What are those additional checks? A graphic that doesn't want to stay. Yeah, stay there, right there. That's where I want you. We'll be cutting over to those incredible sums of money in this incredible recon, and then the add-ons of additional checks coming across the board that are on top of third stimulus. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness, those details and more, and the latest details you need to know. We have a lot coming up in tonight's recording, and I'm excited you're here. So with that, subscribe. This is Allied, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, tape in the afternoons. Coming up next is Evening's Countdown, then Stream Stimulus. But just see, it's a big, fluid, quick-moving news cycle tonight with the breaking news. I'm going to get to that in a second, but first, let's go to this incredible recon. The recon pays you maybe more than $15,000. That was what we initially thought when we looked at this recon. Why do we think it's more checks? Because we're now seeing check after check being added to this recon, and that's before we get to the Senate. So far, there is lots of checks in this recon, and it looks like they may be more than $15,000. They may be as upwards of $60,000. Let's go over all these incredible checks in this recon, starting with the first cluster, Hazard Pay. Got it in there, the Earned Income Tax Credit, and the $4,000 for elder care. They got in there $4,000 to care for young children. They got in there the $550 Pell Grant check to the college students. They got in there the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. They got the up to $3,600 check for the CTC. And they got in there the big surprise that no one saw, $12,500 checks for you for the purchase of an electric vehicle. Yes, that's a check at the time of purchase. Wow, I have those details coming up later in this video and how to get all these other checks. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters, $25,000 for the purchase price of your first home. They got it in there, but a little bit less. How do you get it? It's coming up later in this video. We turn to the second cluster checks, and here we go. Home repairs paid leave, also in there, pre-K and home equity deductions. Now, the home repairs are, in this case, weatherize your home to sustain natural disaster like hurricanes, tornadoes, and similar. The second add-on comes from the illustrious Bob Casey, the senator from Pennsylvania, and this is home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. He wanted $250 billion. He got a number a little bit less, but this is great. How do you get this money? It's coming up later in this video. Then we turn to the third cluster that has lots of checks in there. And those checks include money for my seniors, also tax break checks, free school meals, all, immigration reform, then free internet, farmers, the workers, independent contractors, and then the Medicare expansion. The Medicare expansion truly embodies the spirit of where we are on this recon tonight, because guess what? There are two provisions in there, and they vow to add three more. The House members put in their Medicare expansion for hearing and the Medicaid gap states, and then those senators led by Bernie Sanders vowed to add in there three other provisions: dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which brings us to now the exciting details of MSC. And we do have exciting details. In fact, we saw them live on air today. If you did not tune in to our new hit show, Holidays LA, live at 11 a.m. daily, Monday through Friday, you missed it because one viewer was in the live chat and got what I've never done before on this channel. I took that viewer's comment and I pinned it because it's so great. What did the viewer say? The viewer said she had picked up the phone and advocated right before Thanksgiving on the phone, voice to voice, with representatives in Chuck Schumer's office, that Chuck Schumer confirmed yet again that Bernie Sanders is putting in a monthly stimulus check provision into the recon when it lands in the Senate. Wow. Now, this is not new news. We've been reporting this since the month of May, but this is the most recent update, and it comes again from Chuck Schumer. We've had Donnie and Donnie's wife. We've had, I think her name was Lorraine, and then another viewer who had gotten the same confirmation before Halloween from Schumer's office. Remember, Schumer is the leader of the Senate. He determines when things go by vote-o-rama. He determines when things go into subcommittees. And the message to this viewer that this viewer delivered to us was she advocated and she spoke to a representative, and the representative in Schumer's office said that Bernie is definitely adding that provision in there. So there you go. Let's look at that provision when we're talking about MSC. What is the price point? Well, in this conversation, the viewer was told at least one, more than one. But the last time we saw this done in any detail, we were told $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for up to 6 months. And the eligibility being the same as a third stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000, got it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, got that third stimulus check, double it. Family of four, got it, quadruple it. And on benefits, SSI, SSDI, or adult dependents, they got it as well. So what did that viewer say to us? Just exactly what I say to you. You need to advocate. They have received over 3 million phone calls from LA viewers before Halloween. The number continues to go up, but no time to stop, because we're now in the house, and the message from them is pick up the phone and call. And you need to call. But what's important to understand is that you want to spend some time advocating this week, and you also want to spend some time getting your money. Advocating is best done speaking with a representative in these offices. The second best opportunity is the voicemail. And the third best opportunity is an email. So speaking is the best way. Leave a voice message. Who are the people you want to call? The 2 C's, the 2 S's, and the 2 W's. Senators. Casey Coons, Warren Wyden, Sanders Schumer. You want to pick up the phone and call and advocate for that inclusion. But I want you to leave some time for yourself to also pick up the phone and get third stimulus, because third stimulus is still paying out. And I have some more success stories in this recording today. Viewers have gotten thousands of dollars this week, and some of them have gotten $10,000 this week. Yes, this is from third stimulus. I'm going to get your bills paid in this recording. We got a lot coming up. I'm going to show you how to get your bills paid under third stimulus. We're going to turn back into fourth stimulus, and the urgency to get that fourth stimulus with those Senate changes coming on top of that as a House has passed that recon. We're all now over to the Senate. We'll be going over student loan debt forgiveness, which can go by executive order next week, potentially. And then we're going to go over the fifth stimulus after that 5.9% COLA raise. Those details and more, plus a little bit about the new show coming to this channel and the latest details from South Africa. I have all those breaking news coming up at the commercial break. I'll see you in 60 seconds.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Daily for the excitement of the new LA live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA at 9 a.m. Home LA returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late.
And the excitement continues right now in the second half of this recording, as the recon has passed the House of Representatives and is in the Senate. But now those Senate changes could add a lot more checks across the board. Are the latest details, the sense of urgency to get it done because of South Africa right now, and the programs that currently pay $15,000 and third stimulus is paying $45,000. Those details and more coming up in the second half of this video, and the latest breaking news out of South Africa right now. And I'm excited you to join me. And this is LA. So subscribe. At 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video and consider becoming a member. Boy, we got a big thing and a big show still coming up in the second half of this video, and it starts right now. The President of the United States moved very quickly and suddenly today as news cycles changed by the minute. I was live on air with you this morning at 9 a.m. telling you that the country of the United Kingdom had announced a lockdown of all flights out of South Africa. And at that time, it was South Africa plus 4 other countries. Tonight, the list grows, and United States is among the many countries that is now blocking that travel. So let's go over the details that's unfolding tonight, and it's all the latest of the situation across the board. If you missed it earlier today, let me explain to you what is happening. In the country of South Africa, they have identified a new variant to COVID, which initially did not have a name this morning, now does have a name later today. And that name is the variant known as Omicron, formerly known as B11529. It originates in South Africa. And we started the day with the United States waiting to get information about what's unfolding in South Africa. The details started with South African scientists identifying there were more than 30 mutations at issue, but this variant carries 10 mutations compared to the Delta variant, which carries only 2, resulting in the UK chief executive saying this most significant variant we've encountered to date, and there's a sense of urgency. At the time, travel out of Africa was banned to the UK from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries only: South Africa, Lesotho, Botswana, Namibia, Etiquana, and Zimbabwe. Then, minutes ago, the United States announced it has now, per briefing from Dr. Anthony Fauci, has announced it's banning travel into the United States for non-U.S. citizens from the countries of the following. It's a longer list: South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Lesotho, Etiquana, Mozambique, and Malawi. Yes, so that's 7 countries, not 5. Canada and the European Community and the European Union and the UK have all announced they are also banning all restrictions, banning all travel into and out of those countries. This comes as news as Belgian officials announced they too have identified Omicron, originating from South Africa, now in the country of Belgium. And Maria van Kerkhove, the WHO technical person in charge of this situation, says that Omicron is a variant of a large number of mutations, and some of these mutations have worrying characteristics. What does this mean for you and tonight? The issue across the board tonight is exactly what you would think it is. A sense of urgency by the president to get the recon done right away. Why? The recon is an economic stimulus package, and immediately when you hear these type of news stories with Omicron, this reaction is banning travel and leisure, banning commerce, and there's going to be a big economic hit right off the bat from this. And that is why the sense of urgency to get the recon done. Moreover, there's going to be a lot of other stuff to do now that this is a big concern. So the push is underway with the president, with the White House, and the Senate to get the recon done sooner rather than later. Let's go over that incredible recon starting right now. And there's a lot of checks in there. And that is on top of those MSCs that you had the great breaking news early in this recording. This recon has passed the House of Representatives, is now in the Senate, where they're vowing to add those changes. I'm going to go over those checks and changes in a second. But let's first go over the checks that are so far on that recon. We'll start with that paid leave. It's a lot. How much money is it? $1,700 a week. If you make $70,000 or more per year, $800 a week. If you make $35,000 or more per year, $400 a week. If you make $15,000 or more per year, how many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Yeah, it's a lot. $5,000 to $6,000. Eligibility is great because if you live with your son or daughter and they take you to the doctor once a week and they have to take off from work, the son or daughter will get the check for the household to care for you, even if you're not the actual worker. That's how it works. Then they got in there the SALT cap raised up. Under the 2017 Trump overhaul of the tax code, they put in there a SALT cap of $10,000, but no longer the case. The recon would do it at $72,500 for deductions on your federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. They got $40 billion of job training in this recon. Really good, because guess what? Millions of Americans are quitting their jobs for higher paying jobs, and a lot of seniors are thinking about taking part-time jobs because they pay so much. And they will be allowed to, under FIS stimulus, and still get their Social Security check. Medicaid gap fix. Wow, this is incredible, great news. If you're in one of those 12 Republican holdout states that refuse to pay for Obamacare, now they'll provide subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states. Which brings us to the best provision of this incredible recon: $150 billion for housing and more. What is this housing provision? 6 provisions. And the first 3 look familiar. They're from third stimulus, repeated under fourth stimulus. The first 3 are rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. The next 3 are home repairs, the weatherize your home, and the first-time home purchases. The great news is you don't have to wait around for stimulus to become law. because you can get it today with third stimulus. Third stimulus is still paying out money, and viewers this week have gotten thousands, some even getting tens of thousands of dollars from third stimulus this week. I'm going to show you how to get that money right now, so get that pen, paper ready. We're going to go over all the details. We're going to get rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, SNAP, and more. And we're going to start with understanding the eligibility. You qualify. Single or married, children or not children, behind on bills, not behind on bills, elderly, young, on benefits, not on benefits, you qualify. And the incredible messages came in all throughout this week. Let's look at some of those incredible messages. Brand new yesterday was Mary Lou saying, thank you so much. 3 months, $900 of rent, plus electric, plus water. I love that. I like it because she got big rent, $900 a month, and she got 3 items. Good job, Mary Lou. Morel got rent and previously got 2 other rounds of rent. So Morel's on, I believe, the 3rd round of rent. I love that. That's what I teach on this channel, how to get multiple rounds. G Grand got for him and his wife $5,000 of rent. He says, I couldn't have done it without your support. I speak for all of us. We love you, LA. Very much kindness back to you, Jay Graham. Scarpia got SNAP. Melissa Justice got rent, utilities, and also another electric bill. I love that. So she got 3 items. Lorica, who's very popular for her story on this channel, she got wood into 2022. Yeah, because her home is heated with wood. So she got wood for a whole nother year. Chris is absolutely incredible story. He got $10,000 of rent earlier this year from this channel. Now he went back and got another $5,000 for rent and other utilities. He says, I appreciate your help. I would have never known about this in the process, so I started following you and listening to you and interacting with other viewers. There we go. Sophia also got some heating oil, and that is exciting. So get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over the big money you can get, and we're going to start with rent. Rent has a lot of money for you. And what does the rent numbers look like? Well, this is what it looked like 3 months ago. But the rent has gone up a lot now. It is upwards of $40,000. Why has it gone up so much? Because viewers have gotten better at doing this. So where are the rent coming from? Here are the 6 places. You got that pen, got a paper, ready, let's go. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall and State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. That's the same way you do it for mortgage assistance. Several things you need to know. 1, you must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, apply everywhere. Put applications on file everywhere. Number 3, get multiple consecutive and continual rounds. So if you got a round earlier this year, get another round today. If you got a round yesterday from one group, get another round from another group today. Utility assistance, so easy. Get all your utility bills together and call them all up. And yes, the numbers are going up. $15,000 is what Mark's brother-in-law, but expect this number to go higher. When we talk about utilities, expect this number to go higher because the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, reveals heating oil has gone up 49% year to date. SNAP, money for food, you get it from the Department of Agriculture. You can get this. This is easy. If you got a third stimulus check, why are you paying for your own food? You should be on SNAP. And how much can you get? Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Yes. That's $250,000 over 10 years. Yes. And everyone's benefits are going up at 25% a lifetime. So pick up the phone and call Department of Agriculture. Combo. You want to get 3 items or more. It started with Nisi and Art Sullivan. They were the first to get 3 items. Now it's grown. Mark was at 2 items at $32,000. I said, go get the 3rd. He got the 3rd. He got to $50,000. Then he's gotten more items since then. He's at $100,000. Lorraine, she was at $105,000. Now she's at $120,000, which brings us to a big inspirational story. It comes from Johnny. Johnny gives us a big inspiration as a viewer who really listened well to the recordings. He started a respective week with $0. By the middle of the week, he and 2 other people had $45,000 from 2 items. But he did not stop. He kept on pushing because he heard me say, keep on applying. And he did. By the end of the week, he got 7 items approved. 7 items approved means he had to have made 15 phone calls. You don't get all yeses, you'll get some nos. So he called 15 places in 1 week. That's the effort you put in. And with the 15 places in 1 week, how much money did he get? $80,000. This is a true embodiment of how you do this. Second part of this story is even better. He reached out to his family members the next week and said, I got $80,000. They said, from whom? From watching that guy Lalate on YouTube. Oh, yeah, I've heard about him. What was this money for, Johnny? 3rd stimulus. They said, 3rd stimulus, Johnny? I've watched broadcast media. They don't cover. They only say there's $1,400 stimulus checks in third stimulus. No, there is other money. He covers it, and that's a true embodiment of the situation. What you've learned in the recent weeks is that this is the number 3 financial news channel in America, behind the number 1 that covers the stocks, number 2 that covers the economy, and this channel that covers geopolitical news. I don't cover stock futures options trading. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means I don't cover it. Well, for some reasons, when people watch those other news channels and they don't hear them cover this, they think that the item doesn't exist. That's just not the case. They do exist. They just don't even mention it. And there you go. Let's go back into the exciting details of forced stimulus with that money for rent. And that money for rent has other 3 provisions in there, and you know what they are. They're incredible. First one is home repairs, low-income community. Second one is weatherize your home, all types of homes. And third one is purchase price of your first home, money given to the seller during the escrow period. These are all grants. Let's turn to some of those checks in this incredible recon. They got in there, the in-home health care, $150 billion for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow. They got in there the $550 check for the Pell Grant. Great. And the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. This is a biggie. And viewers have been very excited about this. I think you should as well. Normally, when you went to buy an electric car over the last few years, it would say minus $7,500 of tax refunds, meaning you buy the car full price, then you file tax return, then you get $7,500 back after you file the tax return. This is not that. Oh boy, what's going on here? It means that when you go buy the electric car, you'll pay $12,500 less because the federal government immediately at the time of purchase gives a check on your behalf to the seller, the dealer, of $12,500. Wow. Now, one of these provisions need to be changed, and that provision is the cars that qualify. At the moment, it's 3 cars. Can't have a provision where it's 3 cars. And the problem is the language. I think the language violates the U.S. trade policies. What's at issue? Here's the example. U.S. Ford, U.S. made Ford, U.S. workers, unionized workers Ford, U.S. plant Ford, and they make a car, electric, Ford Mach-E, and the plant is located in the United States. Hold up. Wait a second. Nothing qualifies. There's only 3 cars that are made in the United States. Yes, the Ford Mach-E is made in Mexico. It doesn't make sense that it's union, it's unionized, it's our union, it's our workers, it's our car, it's our country, and yet it's made over the border. No. The agreements between Mexico, Canada, and the United States says you cannot pass a law that discourages the buying of the Ford Mach-E and encourages the buying of the Cadillac Lyric. Can't do it. I think he's going to have to modify the language. They got in there $65 per child of checks when not in school for that new tuition, which brings us to an incredible provision of this recon is the deal on the cheaper medication. 20 medications right out the door on day 1 will be slashed dramatically in pricing. These are the most expensive medications like cancer, arthritis, and diabetes, Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D. You're going to see things like insulin going from $1,000 to $35 a dose, then growing to 30 medications by year 2028 and cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. Or there's a penalty provision. Really? Can't do that, says Pat Toomey. I believe he's right. There's a rule that says you can't do certain things in the recons. And who determines those rules? The Senate parliamentarian. And that is among the provisions she's going to look at this coming week, along with immigration reform, which she previously said has to go out, and it's back in this recon. Then paid leave is also a battleground she's going to look at. Those senators have represented to thousands of viewers this channel since May that they want to put an MSC in there. Casey and Kuhn started it first with WR, then Brother Joshua and Bernie, then Donnie with Chuck Schumer and Liz Warren and others. And it's ironic because those same six senators say that they have a lot of items to put to this recon. Best bill since the 1960s, says Bernie, but major gaps in there. And so what are some of those checks that are currently in there? Let's go over, get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over some of those checks starting right now. Universal pre-kindergarten in there. Childcare in there. Then enhanced child tax credit in there, $3,600 or $3,000. Earned income tax credit in there, one more year. Home health care in there, covered benefit. Then the hearing aid covered check in there. We went over the housing, we went over the Pell Grant, and we went over the nutrition, which brings us to the add-ons. What are the add-ons the senators are going to add? Look at this graphic, 15,000. It's clearly over 30,000. It may be as much as 50 to 60,000 so far. That's before the Senate adds the changes. The Senate changes that Bertie represents, in addition to an MSC, are number one, lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, number two, dental, and number three, vision. And how does he want to do it? First, he wants to drop the Medicare eligibility age from 65 to 55. Bob Casey wants to do it at 60. Number two, Bernie wants to get in there dental, full benefits. I agree. He wanted 10 years. Can't do 10 years, too expensive. Then he wanted 3 years. I think that's doable. The last time that the dental was in the draft of the recon, it was only $850 checks. Not enough. Doesn't cover most procedures. Finally, vision. Eye exam and a pair of frames per year. Done. Send it out. $150 a year. Very, very simple. We'll be examining frame wars after the weekend, but let's turn into student loan debt forgiveness. An executive order by student loan debt forgiveness is on the offer table. The Democrats should take it. $10,000. President forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled. He forgave it for people who went to work in the nonprofit sector and then the public sector after graduation. Democrats should take this offer. Then, fifth stimulus heating up in January. Why? Because your benefits are still undervalued. They were undervalued before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and even now with a 5.9% increase of COLA starting on January 1. Your benefits are going to go up 5.9%. It's not enough because your benefits have been undervalued for so many years because of COLA, which they're going to get rid of under fifth stimulus. First, they're going to raise your benefits up, then apply the new benchmark, which will be inflation every December. So that means you'll get 3 step-ups in 1 year by next year if this becomes law. And there you go. Meantime, they're going to remove the asset cap and remove the income cap and remove the marriage penalty, and love is going to win. And finally, if you haven't become a member, consider becoming a member today to get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LA Late alert system. The newsletter features all the big money in there for you to get. 1, it features in there the 6 places to reach out to. Number 2, it features in there the key words you say and the key words you say in getting these items across the board. Number 3, it also features the nonprofits, and it finally features the money from Treasury. A lot of news in a big news cycle. What's at issue as we look at the situation out of South Africa today? I have a lot of opinions of where we're going with this story, but I got to tell you, in covering the news with you over the last year, I have never seen a news cycle move so quickly, so abruptly, so dramatically. It started with the tinges of the story early the day after Thanksgiving, then speeding up hours later when UK announced banning travel. Then the United States extending the ban of travel to more countries across the board than even the UK did. Then the statements coming in from Fauci revealing that we really don't know a lot yet, and it'll take a while to know a lot. Then the concerns that, hey, you got parts of this country like Central California that are dealing with ICU bed shortages right now with just Delta, and this variant far more serious. So the issue across the board is how quickly, how fast, and how abruptly can they get that recon done in the face of this urgency. Remember, when you have these types of urgencies, you have economic downturning, you have economic trouble. And that economic trouble is something that you want to nip in the bud before it gets worse. And there you go. Meantime, it was such a fascinating day today. When I was in the live chat on Holidays LA, one viewer, Ann, was talking about peppercorns and red corns to decorate your table. And then in that same live chat, then Crayola said Omnicron, and I read it as Omnicorn. And I said, wait a second, Omnicorn, is that a holiday thing I don't know? It shows you how quickly the news cycle changed, where we didn't even have a name for Omnicron this morning. We were dealing with B11529, and now we have a name tonight. And now there's new countries being added. The question is, will more countries be added? We did not have Malawi or Mozambique on the list earlier today. And this situation is fastly changing across the board. Meantime, two things to look forward to this weekend and to look forward also in the coming days. One is the debut of our 2021 season of Holidays Lalate. If you missed it today, it was episode 3. It's a revamped show that has your financial news in the first half of the show, and the second half goes over holiday decor, holiday spirit, holiday wrapping and trees and more, and features this season a live interactive chat live on air, in which I go into the live chat and see your comments and thoughts on those holiday decorations. Today's show was the most watched show on this channel of any program, of any item covered on this channel in over perhaps 2 weeks. It was a blockbuster. So I really appreciated everyone joining in and watching Holidays LA with those historic numbers today in viewership. If you missed it, here again is Holidays LA. And there you go. Holidays LA returns every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. live on air. I encourage you to join me. And if you missed today's episode, it's currently archived on the channel. Send me your comments and questions, and I'll feature them on air tomorrow as well. Meantime, if you missed it yesterday on this show, yesterday we debuted the most anticipated trailer perhaps of the entire season on this channel, a brand new show coming to this channel. And I just I can't imagine how they got these people to work together. I guess, I don't know, maybe a tip. I don't know how they got these 3 big major divas to work together. And who are they? They're Sirloin, Javita Light, and Blaine66, all in the same show. Boy, Calcino is coming to this channel. It's a big new show, and it'll feature Sirloin with appearances by Javita Light and Blaine66. Get that rib biting, eating, scarf dancing, beach waving, cow licking excitement ready, because Calcino is coming to your TVs very soon. If you missed last night's trailer, I have it for you right now as well. And there you go. Calcino coming to this channel very soon. I can't contain the excitement. I'm very excited for you. And boy, we're going to have a big weekend across the board. If you missed overnight's crypto, jump into it right now because crypto is crashing. Crashing as Wall Street crashed and financial markets taking a nosedive today. The Dow Jones down 1,000 points upon the news of the new variant, and immediately crypto crashing 10% as well. Overnight's crypto currently playing on live on this channel that has the latest details on that. Then coming up next is overnight's is countdown Lalate is evening's countdown, and then stream Simless Sirloin at 8 o'clock, and then we got and then we got shows at 9, at 10, 11:30 tonight, all about your for Stimulus. I'm back tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. 3:30, and then 4 a.m. with early mornings Lalate as well. Stay informed, stay focused, hit that subscribe button. I want you part of this incredible family. Like this video and become a member, and have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, a beautiful evening. Stay informed, stay focused, keep it all positive, and stay here with Evenings Lalate.